The waiting game begins.
If someone can name 68 teams better than this bunch, I'd be willing to hear what they'd have to say.
Iowa awaits their postseason destination, why the Hawks say they should still be dancing, and what they plan to do if they wind up in the NIT again.
The Cyclones have seeding on their minds. The positive outlook Fred Hoiberg's team has after a crushing loss at the Big 12 tournament.
And later, one last hurrah, how the Wartburg Knights sent their retiring coach out on top.
Iowa Game Day starts right now.
And that's it. Michigan State comes back, holds on, and defeats Iowa 59-56.
How many times has it happened this season? The Hawks, with a shot at the end, come up short. Welcome to Iowa Game Day. I'm Jared Aarons.
It's happened 7 times, actually. 2-7 in games decided by 4 points or less, leaving Hawkeye Nation wondering what could have been. I'm Landon Stolar. The Hawkeyes play the waiting game today after squandering a 13-point second-half lead to Michigan State last night.
Our own Zach Hanley was in Chicago for the tournament. He spoke to the team after the loss and tells us the Hawks are just sick of this same old story.
For over 35 minutes, Iowa was in total control over Michigan State, but like it has happened all season long, when it mattered the most, the Hawkeyes couldn't come through in the clutch.
He'll fire! The back rim.
Leaving the players disappointed yet again.
It's heartbreaking. We were up the whole game, and it just sucked.
To be eliminated, it's pretty harsh because I don't remember the last time I got eliminated out of a tournament coming out of high school. So being eliminated out of this tournament, it hurts.
Iowa surrendered a 22-2 run late in the second half to give Michigan State their first lead of the game.
Iowa tightening up in the big moment.
And after another close loss, the team was left wondering what just happened.
I don't know, we just can't buy a break sometimes. That's kind of been the story of the season, which makes this one hurt even more. Just had this feeling too many times.
It's hard to get stronger that way. That kind of hurts, getting stronger by taking losses. So, it's just about rising above that.
The loss was extremely tough on senior Eric May, who was playing in his final Big Ten tournament, but he did put a positive swing on it, saying he's sure he'll be playing next week. At the United Center in Chicago, Zach Hanley for Iowa Game Day.
But where will he be playing next week? And with that loss, Landon, I just can't see the Hawkeyes making the NCAA tournament. RPI of 78, strength of schedule 124, no signature wins, although a few quality wins. You look at this resume, I think NIT, but still the Hawkeyes believe.
Without question, they've got a lot of weapons, and they compete, they defend, and we have continued to get better. We're playing well at the right time, and I think we should be in.
If someone can name 68 teams better than this bunch, I'd be willing to hear what they'd have to say, because there's no way you can name that many teams better than us.
We've beaten multiple teams for going to the tournament. We finished 6th in the best conference in America, so how can't you put us in the tournament? Are you going to take somebody who's, finished behind us into the tournament when we beat them?
They make a strong case, but it's just hard to see it happening without beating a single ranked team all year. And if you want to hear more from the Hawkeyes, we've got the raw locker room interviews with almost the entire team from after last night's loss on our website. Just go to Sports Extended. That's the tab on fox28iowa.com.
Without the Hawks, the Big Ten tournament continues today. For the second straight year, the top 4 seeds, the 4 teams that got first-round byes, all advanced to the tournament semifinals. Coincidence? I don't think so.
The team that beat Iowa, 3-seed Michigan State, they took on Ohio State this afternoon. The Spartans are the defending tournament champs, remember, trying to get back to that title game. Great first half by MSU. Off the miss by Derek Nix. Adrian Payne is there for the slam. They led by a point at the half. We go to the second half. Ohio State's Aaron Kraft. He's just getting crafty here, driving a layup to give the Buckeyes a 4-point lead. A little later, it's Kraft again, falling away. He had 20 points in this one. Spartans still fighting. Nix with the layup and the foul. They're within 1. but the Buckeyes close this one out. Deshaun Thomas hits the jumper with 25 seconds left to seal it. Ohio State winners 61-58.
All right, in the other semifinal game, top seed Indiana taking on Wisconsin. And it is some great passing by the Badgers to Jared Berggren for the lay-in. They're up 9. Indiana looks to Cody Zeller for the rally. The dunk and foul, that pulls their team within a couple of baskets. Tie game with 12 minutes to play. Victor Oladipo driving, no, swatted by Berggren. Sam Decker starts the break the other way. And one, Bucky takes the lead, and it was all Badgers and all Decker after that. He's free on the baseline jam. Wisconsin knocks off Indiana 68-56, so it's Badgers and Buckeyes in the final tomorrow. Meanwhile, the coaching carousel begins spinning in the Big Ten just 2 days after losing to Iowa. Northwestern coach Bill Carmody has been fired. He's been with the Wildcats for 13 seasons, but only managed 4 berths in the NIT. Northwestern is still the only school from a major conference that's never been to the NCAA tournament, and that cost him his job.
It's a tough business out there. Well, next on Iowa Game Day, the Cyclones get ready to dance. How they think they're set up for the NCAA tournament.
And later adding to the legend, Wartburg's Jim Miller is getting the best retirement gift any coach could ever ask for. That's all coming up on Fox 28. On Selection Sunday, the Cyclones should be safe to make the field of 68, but after last night, Cyclone Nation's a bit down. Another loss to Kansas will do that to you.
Absolutely, but that followed a big win over Oklahoma. That was their first at the Big 12 tournament in 8 years. Now, I had a chance to talk to the Clones last night in Kansas City. This is a team that, despite the loss, there's no confidence lost.
Foul battle for the loose start has got Ellis. Ellis has been the main cog offensively.
Even after falling to Kansas for a 3rd time this season, just getting 1 win in Kansas City was enough for Iowa State to learn what they're made of.
We're going to fight no matter what, good or bad. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep fighting. And something that we do is get through adversity.
I think the Oklahoma game, the fact that we found a way to respond and battle through adversity and get a tough win when, again, I thought we had to have it. That showed a lot of heart and character out of our team, and, I was proud of the guys to get that one.
They'll have to show those same characteristics as they move on. With an NCAA tournament berth likely, the Cyclones say they won't be fazed by this latest setback.
Nothing to worry about. All we're going to do is just get back home and just focus on us and be ready for another game. We're going to come out whoever we play next during the tournament, and we're going to come hard.
We got to have a short memory, We'll take this for the night. Let it hurt for a little while. We're going to take that away from it, and after they'll probably break down film. We'll probably get a good film session in Sunday.
We'll sit down Sunday and see where we're going and who we're playing, and they'll have to drop it then because there's some basketball to play, and we have a great group of guys in here, and I feel like we can make a run.
All right, so a pretty confident group of Cyclones. They know they're going to be in the tournament. Landon, you were with them all weekend in Kansas City. What do you see from this team now as they finish the postseason tournament for the conference and get ready for the big dance?
Well, you could say that they're playing well. I mean, they ended the regular season very strong, and then they had that big comeback against OU. Started strong against Kansas, but in that second half, they just kind of fizzled a little bit. But the interesting thing is, Jared, I was there after both games they played this weekend. And I would say they were pretty similar in the locker room after the win and after the loss. Now, obviously, they were very happy after that big comeback over OU. There was some dancing in the locker room, very happy. But when they were speaking to the media, it was all business after the win and even after the loss. Again, just all business. Say it was tough. Give them credit. Perry Ellis dominated. But you know what? We move on.
All right, if they want to make a run in the tournament, though, which one Cyclone player do you think is the key to this team?
Well, I think it's Melvin Edgem, personally. I mean, he's been their star of late. He was in foul trouble a lot in that Kansas game, and that really hurt them a lot because when he was in, he was really dominating the game. Right at the start, he scored the first 4 points, that first alley-oop that you just saw earlier. I mean, he has really been the catalyst for this team. I know Will Clyburn was really key to that comeback against OU, but I personally think it's Edgem.
All right, let's look at the Cyclones' tournament resume right now. They've got a pretty good RPI and a pretty good strength of schedule. What are you hearing from the people you were talking to in Kansas City about seeding possibilities for this team?
Well, a lot of people, I know Joel already had them as a 12 last time I looked, but actually a lot of the fans that I talked to in Kansas City were very, very confident in what Fred Hoiberg has put together. I went to a bar, it was called Kelly's. It was in the Westport district, pretty far away from the actual stadium, but it was very fun, and these fans, they're no confidence lost with them either.
This is one of my favorite Cyclone teams. This team has a lot of grit. I'm really excited about what they're going to do in the NCAA tournament. These guys can play. They're really tough.
You know, it's been hard at the three-point stripe for us, but we're going to come back and we're going to show them what it's like when we get to the big tournament.
I think we're going to be about a 10 or 11 seed. I think we can knock off any 7 or 6 seed in the country. I mean, we played with KU, we beat Okie State, we beat K-State. I think we can beat any 2 or 3 seed in the country.
Jared, I mean, they were happy regardless of the loss. They were celebrating and partying all night.
All right, Landon, the big tournament wrapped up today without the Cyclones. They came home to get ready for tomorrow, but the rest of the tournament went on with the championship game this evening. It was an in-state showdown for the title.
Kansas State, the provincial hometown for Kansas City. This game is so big, these two skipped their wedding to be in the stands.
Hey, mazel tov.
Yeah, second half, we'll pick it up. All Kansas. Jeff Whiffy with the block, and that starts the fast break. Nadir Tharp with the nice bounce pass to Travis Relaford for the dunk. Oh, mama. Take another look at that one. Beauty of a feed. Now, after showing off his passing skills, Tharp reminds us all, hey, he can shoot too. The three is true. Kansas in control. And one more just for proof. Perry Ellis, again, killed the Clones last night, sticks the dagger in state tonight. Kansas defeats Kansas State 70-54 and wins the Big 12 tournament.
Certainly our resume is pretty impressive. I think we've got quite a few.
And down in the Valley, the UNI women play the MVC semifinal today, hoping to extend their season at least one more game.
Yeah, first half they came out hot. That's Hannah Schoenhart with one of 4 Panther threes early. They led by 11 at the break, but Wichita State, they're the top seed, and they got it coming back in the second half. Alex Harden had 28 points. Panthers down 3 in the final seconds until Jackie Kalin ties it. This one goes to overtime in the extra frame, though. All Shockers. More Harden. They went on a 9-2 run to start overtime, and they held on to win the game. 75-71 is your final. Wrestling, anyone? Still to come. It's title time at the Ice Arena.
The Iowa Conference wrestlers who went for gold tonight, plus how Jim Miller's Knights did in their coach's final tournament. Next on Iowa Game Day.